This podcast is brought to you by Bonus Room Productions and We Own This Town.
I am Jason T. Meares, Esquire, and I'm Kelly Hoyle Bolick, and we are DIMAS Today.
How's it going, Kelly?
JT, how are you? It's been so long.
It's been a long time, brother. It's been a long time.
Not much going on in the world.
No, things are kind of boring. Everything's fine. Nothing's messed up at all. We have, we've been doing our Fast and the Curious. We've taken a little break from that just out of respect for things going on in the world because it's been a little crazy. We've been trying to focus on our families, our friends, ourselves, and try and, recenter. But today, Bill and Ted Day, was a day for us to come back and talk to each other.
That's right, because at 6 o'clock Pacific time this morning, 9 o'clock Eastern time, they dropped the first trailer for Face the Music.
I knew it was 8 our time. I didn't even make the connection between. Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
That's so perfect. That's just so perfect. I love it so much. So I woke up. We both woke up earlier than that. We were texting about it, getting ready to drop. I like the poster. I didn't think it was too surprising. I think it does the job.
Mm-hmm.
We'd basically seen those graphics and we'd seen the guys in those outfits. So it was all kind of like, okay, yeah, they've had the poster at least in the works for months now, and I'm glad the trailer finally got dropped. Looked really good.
So, oh my gosh, where to even start? There's so much to unpack here. The trailer starts out with the voiceover from actress Holland Taylor, who we knew is cast in kind of the new,
she's the
great leader, right? Replacing, not that he can ever be replaced, but replacing Clarence Clemens from the E Street Band.
Yeah. You know what? I'll allow it.
Yeah.
It's great. I loved the tone set because, you were supposed to save the world. What do you have to say for yourselves? And they bust out the be excellent to each other and party on dudes. And everybody in the room is just nonplussed. And
just deadpan.
Yeah. You see Bill and Ted absolutely deflated. And they're like, oh, maybe we've been coasting for 30 years. It's like it makes complete sense. I loved that. I loved little details. Like we had speculated going over the footage in the photos that we'd seen that Wild Stallions did become a huge band. We speculated that was the case, and then they had just kind of gotten to the part where they were doing smaller shows and maybe playing weddings and things like that. And they were still a band and they had performed, but they had never lived up to their potential. And so it's cool that is actually the way that it took. I thought it was interesting. They're talking about them playing for 40 people on $2 taco night.
Yeah.
I looked in the sign where they're showing where they're playing. It's like an open mic and it says open mic featuring Ted Logan and Bill Preston. So it's not Ted Theodore Logan and not Bill S. Preston Esquire. It's like they are way more grounded in their adult years, it seems like. And I wonder if part of getting the magic back is getting the bombacity of their personalities back as well.
Maybe. One of the things that really stuck out to me is that I felt with Bill, we were getting old Bill, but not so much with Ted, at least just from the little bit I saw in the trailer. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know how much of that is going to be movie related or in the writing or anything, but I feel like there's a bit of a permanent John Wick scowl on Keanu Reeves' face now, and I just hope we get some moments where he can kind of shed that and get back to old Ted, because the wondrous look of Keanu in the original movies is, that's half his character.
It is, and I actually found with Alex Winter, his Bill voice was a little bit more on point with what I expected Bill's voice to be.
Mm-hmm.
Ted's voice is a little bit darker. And I mean, guys over 50 now, so it makes sense. It's shocking to hear that cadence and him speaking like that as an adult. Now, I imagine if he were acting as younger Ted, he would lift his voice up a little bit. It was just surprising to me, and not in a bad way. I want to talk about Death, because we see Death. What we hadn't seen were the reaction shots where they're all doing air guitar, and you see Bill and Ted. It looks like that's taking place maybe at Death's condo in hell. I don't know.
Okay. That's interesting speculation.
If you look outside the windows of Death's place, everything's on fire.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe that, but also it looks like there's a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff going on. Like Bill and Ted, it seems like them going to the future to steal the song from themselves is going to wreck the timeline. And that's why we're seeing like the ending of that trailer. Oh my goodness. So great. So great. Like we'd seen pictures of Keanu with like the weird hair, wearing the white Under Armour shirt and stuff. But
yeah,
oh man, that was so funny. Like, so they're in prison, right? And they're like totally jacked.
You see the tattoos, right?
Ted's was excellent. And what was Bill's? I couldn't make Bill's out. Was it
heinous?
Heinous. That's right. Oh my god, it's just so great. So great.
The stealing from ourselves line, which was the callback, to the original movie, and why would we lie to ourselves? Thought that was beautiful. Yep. And just the way Bill said that, it was perfect. That's right there. It was like the most reassuring thing I heard, and I feel even better about this. It's going to be a great time.
It really is, and it looks like something else I noticed. It looks like they have an updated Circuits of Time, and they've also got the older Circuits of Time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because they show him using that egg-like time travel machine at the beginning, and then later on you see him in the classic phone booth.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that plays out. If anything, because one of the things I think a lot of people will forget, not you and I, but other people will forget, that the phone booth really didn't play a part at all in Bogus Journey until the very end of the movie. It's not the set piece that it is in the first movie, and I love the idea that it looks like there's going to be multiple iterations. I feel like they're going to have a lot of fun playing with the timeline and time travel. That it's going to take on maybe some new facets that the first movie didn't have. But I'm sitting here left wanting more. Obviously, there's a lot we didn't see in that trailer. We didn't see. We only saw the daughters for a split second. You don't see Kid Cudi. You don't see Missy. You don't see Aaron Hayes or Kristen Shaw. So there's just still so much more.
That might be why they call it a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I know. They it's a tickle trailer, they're a massage trailer.
Yeah, so I got to ask, do you think this thing is getting released in theaters on the date? And I think if it's not, I believe it'll be a home release. I don't think they're going to move the date. I think they're waiting to make an announcement on that. If theaters are open, it might go there. If not, then...
Yeah, I think the poster, number one, and obviously the trailer, they're married into it being released by the end of summer, right? And I was having a conversation with someone else yesterday. It seems like everyone right now is kind of look, wait, and see with Christopher Nolan's Tenet, which seems to be the one movie dead set on being released in theaters with the reopening right now. And I feel like that's going to play into everything, but I think at this point it's probably bad business if you were to release theater only without a streaming. Additionally, maybe you have a limited theater release, but you still need to release streaming. We'll see. Yeah, nothing concrete yet, though.
Yeah.
I'm preparing my backyard for a projector showing of Face the Music.
I will be there, and I will responsibly social distance from you, and we can play air guitar, which is
it sounds great.
Yeah. Like the poster, we had a date set for the release. The poster now says summer 2020. Yeah. So they're hedging their bets a little bit there. Of course, I would love to see this in the theater. This is the type of movie where I would travel if I had to go to a theater that was like doing a late Thursday night show. Mm-hmm. To see it. I would absolutely do that for this movie, and I would kill to see it with a large group of big fans. I think that would just be amazing. But if that's the biggest concession I need to make this summer is not getting to see this in theaters, I'm willing to take that. But we'll see. We got a couple months. There are a lot of sets that I really want to go back and take a look at and study a little bit more, just to have fun speculating. Like, when they're having their conversation about stealing from themselves, they look like they're in a futuristic room that has like every single type of guitar or stringed instrument hanging on the walls.
Yep.
So I wonder if that's like the future. And also, didn't Holland Taylor's character say that 45 years ago?
Was it 45 or 25?
Need to go back and listen. If it was 25, I don't know, but my theory was if it's 45, then Holland Taylor is like only 15 years in the future, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's going on in the future, whereas we know that the future Bill and Ted Society is hundreds of years, after now. So that would be interesting to compare those, because that could, different political ramifications for societal structures in the Bill and Ted universe.
Well, and the other thing I noticed too, when they were referencing the concert and the footage that they showed there, that looked like new footage. That didn't look like anything. Yeah,
that is absolutely new footage, and they show Bill and Ted shredding on guitars in their new outfits.
Yeah,
so that's going to be the end of the film. Bill and Ted will be playing a song in front of that sparkly blue stuff, whatever that is, if that's like the energy of the universe or whatever. They will be like all of time.
The midi-chlorians. Sorry.
I just feel like all of time and space is going to bend inward to one point, so that everybody throughout all of time and space is there to witness this song, and that's when they're going to pull it out.
Cool.
And that's what I think is going to happen. But that was definitely new footage.
And sitting there front row looking up at his big brother is going to be Deacon fucking Logan.
With his new wife, Missy.
Yes, you called it. You called it.
I think that's the thing. So, also, it's great following stuff on Twitter, seeing the positive reactions to everyone, and like Ed Solomon stuff. And it's nice to have this bright spot to focus on right now. I'm just so happy. So happy to have this. I've watched the thing 20 times. I will watch it hundreds more probably. It's great to have something good,
Yeah, right. And to be, I think we've gotten involved with the right franchise for our times, because there's nothing more poignant than be excellent to each other at this moment, right?
I mean, can you imagine being like a fan of Rambo?
Oh no, terrible. Red Dawn, let's bring it back.
Yeah. Woo. All right, Kelly. Well, this has been great. I look forward to hashing this out with you more in the future. We got some more Fast and the Curious coming up, and then as more stuff develops, more fan theories emerge, more news comes to light, we will circle back to Bill and Ted as fast as we can.
Yeah, and we got to get the gears grinding. We could be finding ourselves in a unique opportunity, hopefully, for some more interviews, as everyone is still mostly staying at home. So
Yep.
Hopefully lots of good new stuff for everybody to listen to.
Yeah. All right, Kelly. Well, I guess be excellent to each other.
Yes. Party online, dudes.
Should we redo that and thank people, because we forgot to thank Michael and Stop
I think we do it right now the way we're doing it here. I think it's perfect.
All right. Okay. I want to thank Michael Eads and We Own This Town for being our producer and helping us with all things. Incredible work. Thank you.
Yep. And definitely putting out a podcast that's recorded at the last second, because the first trailer for the movie that you're talking about just came out.
Yep. And by the way, Kelly, enjoy editing this thing for everyone today. You're doing the Lord's work.
Thank you. You didn't talk over me too much this time.
Yeah, I'll try and do better next time.